back in the day. I'm not going to lie, I think you might have me confused with somebody else because I never did a remix for Netski. Unless I'm forgetting something. Netsky. Not ringing any bells. Do you want to link me what you think it is, and I'll tell you if you're correct or not. But regardless, thank you for being here. Wavy is Kanye because he's off the grid. Very good. Kitsune Superstar, thanks for following. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Wave Racer program. So I'm going to do like some ghosty notes, some snare ghost notes. Turn that metronome off. You've never really understood the concept of ghost notes. What does it do? Does it trigger something? Oh, a ghost note is just a musical term to refer to very soft notes in between or to accompany more accented notes. So if you've got your regular snare on the 2 and 4, as I do here, you can see the high velocity ones here. Those are my regular snare notes. And the ghost notes are the low in between ones that kind of act as a syncopated thing. So yeah, they're just called ghost notes because you can't always, like, they're not obvious. So they're kind of like almost transparent, but they add a little flair. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, Kitsune Superstar, you're talking about a different technique, I think, where like you have a kick that you like that is triggering a sidechain, but you're not actually hearing the kick trigger. That's kind of a different thing. That's more like just using a dummy sidechain. The ghost notes in this one, you can actually, you do hear them. They're actually a musical embellishment. Alex Weiler, welcome back to the stream. Making some samples for the subs. This needs to be a bit louder, hey. You can see the ghost notes I'm adding for the snare right now are just like like low velocity notes. Alex resubbed for the first month. Oh, sorry, the 4th month. Thank you so much, Alex. We really appreciate the sub. Go get those downloads and more at the end of this stream. Alex Weiler is goated. Everybody in the chat, round of applause for Alex. Your credit card expired, so you're back. Oh, I know that feeling very well. That's happened to me many a time. In fact, I recently had a credit card that was defrauded. Someone, what's the word? They took control of my card and were using it for fraudulent purposes. So I had to cancel it, get a new one. Don't worry, I didn't lose any money. Trade A Productions, welcome back with the resub with the Prime. Thank you so much, Trade A. That's what I'm talking about. Get that free Prime sub. Thank you, Trey. Oopsie. That hi-hat is annoyingly loud, isn't it? They call dollars spent from identity theft ghost notes. Very good. Alex Weiler, we got a comedian in the house. I love that. Oh, I missed some followers. Stevie G, thanks for the follow before. Appreciate it. See if I can put every second hi-hat note as a different articulation. It's going to make it kind of groove a little more, I think. And then if I get every hi-hat and sort of slightly put it off the grid. There we go. Wallace Prowler sending love from Vancouver, Canada. I love my Vancouver Canadians. I love Vancouver. I love Canada. Vancouver might be one of my favorite places I've been in North America. I know, you know what I mean. North America, the continent. It reminds me a lot of my hometown, Sydney. It's a great city. Beautiful city. Big sister sending love from Ithaca, New York. Love New York. You guys are in beautiful cities. New York, probably my favorite city on earth, to be honest. All right, let's loop this. Could do a open hat here. No, I'm not feeling that. Another ghosty here. Oh, yeah. Upstate New York is a very different story, isn't it? I've never been to Ithaca, if that's what you're asking. But I'm pretty sure you're right. Upstate New York is very different from New York City, but hey, I love them both. Upstate New York is more like, you know, getting into Canada territory, isn't that right? Like you go right up to the border kind of vibe, from what I understand. But no, yeah, of course. New York City. I'm sure it's beautiful up there. I'm sure it is. Isn't that where good old Bernie Sanders, Vermont, is that is that in that area? I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know my geography very well. Similar to Vermont as far as scenery goes. There we go. Need another little ghosty here. I might get rid of that. I'm not a fan of that open hat, actually. I'm going to keep the articulations like pretty clean with the kicks and the snares. Hi-hats get in the way really quickly, so I keep the hi-hat patterns real simple. That's pretty nice. So literally all we're hearing right now is just kick, snare, hi-hat. Nothing else. I can add, could go ahead and add some more. Ooh. Get that floor tom in there. No, I'm kidding. Let's keep it simple for now. It's a nice hat. Oh yeah, Superior Drummer is the best. It's the best. It's the best like actual live drum kit software that I'm aware of. And they have. I mean, I'm only just scratching the surface of it right here. I'm only using one little library. Let's see what kind of kicks they have. Quite like that. That Gretsch one's nice. Yeah, I like the Gretsch. Ooh, I like that. Super dry. Yeah, I've never used Addictive Drummer, and I don't use Logic, so I don't know much about that. But yeah, you can get great drum sounds with anything, really. I just like how this one works with the flexibility, because I'm a very sound design guy, so being able to control each mic individually and, you know, it gets super nerdy super quick, which I love. Got some emails coming in. Gonna choose to ignore them for you guys. Because that's how we go. That's how we operate here on the Wave Racer channel. Alright, I like how that's sounding so far. Let's go back to the articulations. Yeah, how do I get on the cave? How do we make that happen? We need to we need someone close to Kenny Bates to arrange such a thing, because I'm down as hell. You know, I'd be there in a heartbeat. So what I'm doing right now is slightly nudging the drum hits off the grid a bit. And also you can do the same thing by you can randomize the velocities a bit so they're not all exactly the same velocity. So it just gives a bit more humanness to it. So this one, I don't think that should be full. I think it should be down a bit. Yeah. the ghost snares do so much to bring the groove together. Like you don't like that's the thing, you don't think about this stuff much, but like kicks and snares are so much more than just one shot drums. Like you can do so much articulation with a double kick and some ghost snares and stuff. Like you don't even really like even if I mute the hi-hat, you're still getting so much articulation. So sick. And Kind of Stone, welcome. Wave Race with Kenny Beats, that would be sick. Certainly would. Well, we know Kenny's a fan. For those who didn't see last time, let's see if I can load up this clip that from his stream the other day. I was in the chat. I was in Kenny's chat.
Wave Racer in the chat is like an unfucking believable producer. Are you guys aware of who Wave Racer is?
Kenny's a fan.
I always trip out every time Wave Racer is in here because I'm such a big Wave Racer fan, and there were so many years where I would be in the studio and just be trying to make fake Wave Racer beats. Like, there's so many people who are always so worried about, like, oh, I wish I had a sound. I wish people would have, like, my beats would come on and people would know my shit instantly. Wave Racer, they fucking sound. Like, that is someone who, one perk.
Okay, for some reason, that audio is not acceptable, so we're gonna skip that. But yeah, Kenny's a big fan. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Kenny as well. So, you know, if you guys if you're ever in Kenny's stream, drop a nice word for me on my behalf. I'd love to be involved. Okay, you know what it is? I think I need my bitrate to be my buffer size to be a little bit. My computer's struggling. That's the one thing about this drum software, is that it does eat up your memory very quickly. But you know, that's why I like to bounce things down. Like I'll do a session just dedicated to getting the right drum sounds, and then, you know, then I'll commit that to audio and you're all good. You know what? I think there should be like a little kick right there. You know what? We'll double the length of this loop. Make that a merged clip. Have I ever worked with a Vocaloid? No, I haven't. I've never really been interested in it, funnily enough. I mean, I know it's really cool. It just always sounded a bit cartoony and like it was very anime reminiscent. And I was never actually trying to strike that kind of style, funnily enough. Also, it seemed like a very hard thing to master. I never really had the time or energy to figure out how the Vocaloid software works, because it kind of seems complicated. So, but it does seem cool. I know my friends Cos and Pat, Cosmos Midnight, they dabbled in some Vocaloid for a little bit. So yeah, I'm aware of it. I've just never actually used it. Okay, we've got a nice little groove here. Marble Room, welcome. Yeah, I haven't missed much, man. We've just been chilling, and I've been working on this drum groove, which I'm going to perfect for you guys into a nice little loop for the subs to download, and then we're going to, do a couple of those, I think, and then maybe chop everything up into a nice little, neat little sample pack, and get a little sounds for my subs package going to download in the Discord. Ghost Notes and Groove. That's exactly right. What the hell just happened then? Why is it so zoomed in? Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's let's listen just to the kick mics. The brilliant thing about this software is that you have them bleed. Like, you can still hear, and they've deliberately recorded the bleed from the rest of the drums, right? So every time you program a groove, it's playing like background recordings. So in a real drum kit, in a real drum studio situation, you can't avoid having the bleed from the other instruments being picked up in the kick mic, for example. And so they've replicated that, and that's what gives the drum room noise such a open, wide, complicated, complex, brilliant sound. Let's listen to the hi-hat mic. Like, you can hear, you're mainly hearing hi-hat, but you're still hearing snare and kick too. You can hear the whole groove. You can choose to isolate, the bleed so that you don't hear it as well, but I like to use the bleed because that's what makes it sound real. That's how you make it sound real. If you don't want to make it sound real, you can make everything super dry and have no bleed at all, but that will sound completely unnatural because it's not possible to do in a real drum recording situation. So delicious. So yeah, what I would do now on this, I don't have much going on here. So I've got a bus with just a little bit of drum bus. A little bit of saturation, and then this little bit of EQ just to pull out some of the boxy mids and boost the highs. That's pretty much all I have. And then on the snare, I'm just cutting the lows. That's all. And then the kick, just cutting some of those mids. I always like to cut out. There's a boxy mid range in a kick drum that never sounds nice. Helps the kick sound a bit more rounder. I wonder if anybody records each piece of drum kit separately, like one track where the drummer plays just the hi-hat part or the kick drum pattern. Well, that's kind of what a drum machine is. That's what a sampled drum machine or drum kit instrument is. It sounds electronic. I guess what you're talking about is having them play the whole song so you still get articulation differences throughout each section. So it's not just like one shots over and over again. I don't know. I guess I'm sure people have done that. It would sound a bit weird, and it wouldn't sound real. Like it wouldn't sound like a live drum kit because everything would be too separate. We're so accustomed to hearing drum kits as one solid piece, you know? Alex Weiler, we've sometimes done shakers and cymbals recorded separately or layered over, but usually hat, kick, snare are recorded at once for getting the pocket. Exactly. You kind of need those all together because they actually interact with each other. Yeah, so. Oh, and in the plugin itself, I do have a little bit of, I'm just cutting the lows out of the hi-hat channel. That's with it off. Because you don't need the boomy lows in your hi-hat mic, I've found. It's not really necessary. All right, so how do we turn this into a real nice loop? So I'm going to turn off all the processing that I have here. We'll just go through every single microphone and we'll make it sound freaking beautiful and chunky and put all the saturation in the right places, you know? All right, let's start. I like to start with a little bit of DBX compression. We'll keep the EQ on actually. So this is a classic compressor by DBX. It's a replication of a hardware unit. It's used on drums all the time because it sounds really, really good on drums. Because it's got this, the way that it attacks is really nice. Price of this plugin? I actually have no idea. I can't remember what anything. I bought everything I'm using so long ago, so I'm sorry I can't remember. But Wave stuff is always on sale. So, Petite Moo, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Dripping Over. It's 9 million USD. Do you ever perform via MIDI for your productions? I've seen some workflows where they almost never draw notes by hand. Yeah, of course. I do MIDI stuff. I have a keyboard right here underneath me that I use to play key stuff, and sometimes I'll use like MIDI sequences and stuff. So yeah. I tend to draw in the drum patterns though. So let's put the same compressor on the snare drum too. That doesn't sound as good. Hang on a second. Hot tip, if you're ever finding that your drums aren't gelling well together in a situation like this, switch the polarity. This is just a utility with a polarity switch on it. Like it just inverts the waveform 180 degrees. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it does not. Okay, I'm going to remove this from the snare because I'm not feeling it. Ludus, thank you for the follow. Analog Obsession DB Comp is a free plugin modeled on the same hardware. Yeah, DBX Comp has been modeled many times. It's a classic. Weird, I just sausage fatten when it doesn't work. That's another approach, for sure. All right, let's... now, one thing I've noticed Kenny Beats does a lot, and I'm going to try and start doing this as well, is I used to be obsessed about processing my individual drum layers, like, and drum mic layers, whether it's electronic or acoustic style drums like this. I would be obsessive about the individual sounds, but now I'm realizing that's actually more about when it comes together as one solid piece in your group. That's really where you should be focusing your tone shaping. So I'm going to just do very minimal amounts of processing on each layer. Just do a little bit of cleanup, and then we're going to kind of massage the group as a whole to get it sounding the way we want. It's kind of like if you're doing a painting and you have a palette of colors, there's no point like obsessively refining each and every different color ingredient that you have, because it's not about the different colors. It's about how it comes together as a painting. You know what I mean? So I kind of like approach the drums in the same way now. Hello, fellow Q3 enjoyer. Oh yeah, it's the go-to. You can't go wrong. The best there is. Lo-Fi Cicada, thanks for the follow. Artiziff Music, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. If you're interested in downloading everything I'm making right now, head over to the Discord and sub, and these will be yours. Where the hell did my mouse just go? There we go. Okay, my computer is struggling today. What the hell? Maybe because I've got too many things open. Let's close some things. Chad stream. Kusanagi, welcome. Anthony Doom, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you back. Because it's a Mac. Yeah, that's probably true. All right, wait. One cool thing. So one of the most powerful microphones in a drum kit situation is the room mic or the ambience mic. So this is what it sounds like. And I'm using a mono one. You can sometimes have two room mics and set them up in stereo, which is cool. I quite like the simplicity of the mono recently. Sometimes less is more. If I wanted it stereo, I mean, it sounds great like that too. I'm actually kind of liking a little bit of stereo too. As a drummer, I 100% agree with you, Wavy. Less is more. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a drummer, so I'm talking out my ass. But it's good to have their approval then. What headphones are you using for building stuff like this? Do you often use different headsets for just listening / enjoying? Well, I just use these. Audio-Technica ATH M50X. I've used them for years. This is like my 5th pair. Oh, you mean what kind of... Oh, you meant the room and the overhead mics, right? Yeah, no, I use these headphones for production. That's what I use. I use them for everything, to be honest. They're great. They are fantastic. They're affordable. They're reliable. Can't recommend them enough. For studio stuff like this, for monitoring, it's perfect. Look, Solar Parade, you're not wrong. I have had to replace mine several times. They don't last that long. But that's what you get when you're only paying like a small, like they're affordable and they sound great. So that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter if I have to replace them every year or so because they're so cheap anyway compared to like other high-end, compared to high-end headphones and like proper, really, really nice headphones. These cost nothing. So yeah, exactly. Like if they break, you just buy a new pair. No big deal. Plus, I've found that mine last at least 2 to 3 years. So one cool thing you can do with your room mics, there's this is the Tame Impala trick. Doing the software version of the Tame Impala trick. He uses something called a Shure level lock, which I don't have because they're rare and vintage. But the Devil Lock by Sound Toys is a pretty accurate recreation of it. It's just a really old school compressor, very intense compression. Now, if you do that on the room mics, it really brings up all the ambience, which is cool. It makes everything very loud though, so you gotta be careful. So I'm bringing a little bit of the stereo in. Trying to level match it. Which hardware compressor is Devil Lock emulating? It's emulating the Shure Level Lock. Yeah, very old. Like I think it's from like the 50s or 60s or something. It's really old. But yeah, of course, Kevin Parker has one and uses it on his drums. That's a classic like Tame Impala drum technique. He uses it on his drum mics. I don't exactly know like how he's doing it, but that's the tool. It's a great sounding saturator compressor thing. It used to be used for broadcasting, like radio broadcasting, made like presenters' voices really level and like very clear and compressed. But if you put it on drums, it's just overkill, which is why it's so cool. Vapetura, do I often use parallel compression on a send track? Yeah, for sure. I will do that for drums for sure. That's usually like later in the process to like help with the mixing of the whatever track. But yeah, 100%. Is it bad that we just got an album and you want another one? Not at all. I want to make another one. It's a lot of work though. I need a break. Oh, let's turn the bus compression back on. There we go. So at this point, I'm turning off the overhead and the ambient mic just so I can make sure I'm getting the right levels of all my different mics. So kick snare. A little less hi-hat. I want this loop to be kind of dry because I want you to be able to add your own stuff to it, so I don't want too much of the room in it. Dash 30 Music. To Stop From Falling Off the Earth is my favorite album from 2021. You did such a great job. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I worked very, very hard on it for a very long time, so to hear people sending me such lovely messages and saying that they enjoyed it is extremely validating for me and makes me feel very good about myself. So thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. To stop from falling off the hearse. You saw the Melbourne show, Dota. I'm glad you enjoy it. That was it was touch and go to get that whole show going, get it all happening. But we got it working in the end, and it went really well. They did one in Sydney and one in Melbourne. They both went really well. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Wonk.org, welcome. Good to have you here. Who's Blumiere? Welcome to the stream. Legend doing legend shit. Much love. Thank you, man. Vapetura, it's a great album. How hard was it to make the whole process? Did you have any writer blocks while writing it? Absolutely. It was hard at times. Sometimes it was really hard, and sometimes it was really like really smooth. It took a long time. It wasn't like I didn't smash it out in one swift movement. There were months at a time where I was like stuck on stuff, and then I had really productive weeks where I smashed out like heaps of stuff. So like any big project, there's ups and downs, there's good days and bad days. And absolutely, yeah, I had writer's blocks for a long time on stuff. I would have to like take months away from songs sometimes. to clear the head. But yeah. Any more plans for live shows for the album? I would love to. I don't have any rock solid plans in place right now, unfortunately, because it's not an easy time to be doing shows. Also, the financial aspect is really hard. Also, the restrictions with the interstate, there's regulations in different states here, which makes it hard for me to even like practice with my band or like do any practice gigs or anything. International travel is a very big question mark. So yeah, there's a lot of big question marks about how easy it is to put a show together right now. Luckily, I've done a lot of the legwork for some of it, but it's never over. The work never ends when you're doing a live show. There's always stuff that you need to think about. And for me to make it like worthwhile, I need, I kind of need a bit more financial security at the moment, to be perfectly honest. Bloom, yeah, thanks for the follow. Will we ever get another Pablo J track? Probably not. Sorry, that was from when I was like 19 years old. It was literally like 10 years ago. I'm kind of a different person now. It was fun though at the time. So, okay, I'm going to add an SSL compressor to this bus. It's not quite sounding as lush as I would like it. I think I need to do a little more processing on some of the microphones. Shirokosha, thanks for the follow. Let's get a bit of need to get some business happening on this old overhead mic. Actually, let's put it through an 1176. Let's try that. Needs a bit of squash. Need to bring this overhead to life. Oh, we're crashing. Have we got a crash? We got a crash in our hands, folks. We're good. False alarm, guys. We're good. That was a close one. All right, so on the ambient mic, let's spice this up a little bit more. Kind of want to accentuate the liveliness that this microphone is bringing, because it's going to be mixed in pretty quiet, so I want to make sure it's being accented in the right places. Mope RPR, Moper writes, congrats. Oh, Mo Proper, maybe that's what it's pronounced. Congrats on the album release, a bit late, but I wanted to let you know it's your best work and is already helping me feel better. Thank you so much. That really truly warms my heart. I agree, it is my best work. So to hear someone else agree with me is very nice. Thank you for the kind words. All right, we need to make this snare brighter. And the kick as well, actually. You know what I might do is actually throw a bit of saturation on the snare mic. Because it feels a little bit too like... like the E. Does that sound better or worse? I can't tell. I think better. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, kick. Oh, that's right. I was going to add some brightness to the snare. Lovely music. Thank you for the follow and great username. Are you the same wave racer that created the Splice Pack? I am indeed, the one and only. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you enjoy the Splice Pack. Thank you. Wherefore Tunes, welcome. We love music. We love lovely music. Getting rid of some of those spitty frequencies in the snare. Oh, come on. Don't freeze on me again. What is going on with my computer? It does not normally do this. And it's not because I'm streaming, because I'm streaming on a totally, it's a two different computers. What the hell? What is going on? Wait, let me check my preferences real quick. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on here. Anyway, because I have a stupid old Mac from 2018. You'd think a Mac would last longer than 3.5 years, but hey, not in this economy. Okay, we're getting a nice dusty sound here. I like that. What do we need next? So we've a little more. Okay, let's do basically what we just did to the snare, but we'll do that to kick as well. Trying not to oversaturate my individual things because there's saturation happening later. So send that to mastering, yeah? Come on. Why is my computer doing this? I might need to like restart Ableton or something. Hang on, let me go to... I could go here. Cached. Saves memory by not loading specific sounds until needed. This may reduce sound quality temporarily. Sound quality is not important, is it? Oh, that's right. It just has to... Yeah, I might actually just record, if I record the loop out. No, because I think I might want to do some more articulations later. I'm just going to power through and see how we go. If it becomes a problem, I will record everything to audio. The foolproof method. All right. Sounding pretty nice. What do you guys think it needs? Is it missing something? I don't want to take it too far. There's literally nothing on the tom mics, which is kind of cool. Not sure if it needs anything on it. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it. Love its simplicity, like to put cute bells on it or something. Yeah, that's the thing. The simplicity is what I want, because if you want to add bells to it, I'm going to give you this loop for you guys to keep and do whatever you want. So I want you guys to add your own bells, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. That's what you would do if it was on a track. No, I'm not going to add any bells and whistles, because that would overcomplicate the sound, you know? I want you guys to be creative with it. Okay, a little bit of mastering on the whole bus, and then see what we can do with this thing, hey? Yeah, use this to practice piano too. Hell yeah. Sun6, thanks for the follow, man. 7-6? Oh, 7-6 maybe is the correct way to pronounce that. All right, I'll tell you what, I'm happy with that. I'm going to record this out into a new track. Cool. So that's our loop. Now let's make sure it's like actually looping properly. Beautiful. A perfect loop, my friends. Now let's normalize it. Oops, I wasn't playing the right thing, but whatever. Thanks, Naib. Thank you. Welcome. All right, cool. So I'm going to save that. Sounds for my subs. I'll just do, yeah. Sounds for my subs. Wednesday, 19th of Jan. Any tips for normalizing? Oh, in Ableton, if you consolidate a clip, it normalizes it. So I just go Command J to any audio that I want normalized, and it like saves it at the volume that you had it, but then you can gain if you gain it up to 0, it's normalized. You can also just, when you export, there's a normalize button in Ableton. I can't speak for any other program though, that's just Ableton. Cool, so this loop, we're going to call it drum loop, or I'll call it Wave Racer drum loop 19th of January 83 beats per minute. Original. Put that in there. Boom. Tommy Stills, the drum plugin is called Superior Drummer 3, and this is what it looks like. Superior Drummer 3, and I'm using the custom and vintage expansion. Cool. Now that we have that, let's open up a new project, and we're going to take what we've just made, and we're going to chop it up and do some cool stuff with it. So this is our original loop. Someone mentioned before sending it to like a parallel return and then squashing it there, which I quite like the idea of. There's another way to do that, which I'll show you in a minute. Let's firstly export some one shots. It's a nice hi-hat one shot. Keep that. You have a fave plugin? Probably this one, Superior Drummer 3. But I also love Decapitator, which is what I use to do a lot of the saturation. I love Devilock. I love Serum for a synth. I love all the Arturia stuff. Like everything they do is great. Cool. I like that. You can hear like the noise in it. All right, let's save this as hi-hat. Let's just call it sounds for my subs. 19th of Jan. Hi-hat 1. Whack it in the folder. It's pretty nice. That kick's got a bit more velocity to it, so I'll save that as another one. It's kind of useful. It's kind of nice to have like variations. That's a pretty nice snare right there. With like the hi-hat that comes in slightly early. Snare 1. Feel like this loop would be good at 160 plus BPM. Yeah, I'm gonna mess around with repitching it. Repitching and speeding it up and down in a sec. As soon as I get these one shots out. Can I have one of these loops you seem to be making to flip tonight? Yeah, man, I can send it your way. It's just a drum loop at the moment. It's nothing musical. But I feel, I mean, if you want it, I'll give it to you. It's going in the Discord. Young Skirt in the chat, everybody. Yeah, I'll see if I'm going to keep streaming for a bit. So if I do one with a melody in it, I'll send it your way for sure. Yeah. Just doing drums right now, but I will send if I do a melody one, I'll hit you up for sure, man. Everyone go check out Young Skirt's stream if you have a chance. He does amazing. He makes beats like they're nothing, like they're pancakes. He's great. He's so good, man. Creation, thanks for the follow. Oh, you're on right now? Hell yeah. Skirt's going to be streaming all night, ladies and gentlemen. Go support the mans. Creation, thanks, man. Welcome to the stream. If you're interested in downloading what I'm making right now, I'm doing like a mini sample pack for my subs. Just made a sick drum loop and doing some one shots right now, and they can be yours to keep. All right, sounds for my subs. 19th of January. Hi-hat 2. Oh, you're Australian Creation. Nice, dude. Thanks for the follow. What's this one? That's pretty nice snare. First heard my music when you were 15 on SoundCloud, golden era. Those were the days. Rest in peace, those days. Yeah, back in like 2013 to 15. When I say rip those days, I mean it's a shame what has become of those days. Like SoundCloud as a platform is not what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? The super iconic wavy picture where we couldn't see your face. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty nice snare. Let's give you that snare. 19 Jan, snare 2. I kind of like that snare roll. I'm gonna give you that snare roll as well. It's kind of nice, even if it's like not even on tempo. It's just like a little articulation. MySpace was before my time, but you were sharing music online during those times. But were you sharing music online during those times? MySpace? Not really. No, man. I was like in high school. Can you speak on how you make sound packs? Like, are they 100% original sounds? Do you interpolate other producers' sounds as well? I guess I pretty much try to do as much as I can, like by myself. I keep it as original as possible. Like in this instance, I'm using drum software, which is like a drum sample library. So I didn't actually make the original drum recordings, but I'm creating my own sampled recordings, like by mixing, and like it's almost like I'm engineering the recordings myself, kind of. Like I'm using the software in the place of a real drum kit. But if I'm doing electronic sounds, I make everything from scratch. So I'll just use like straight up oscillators and just make everything myself. But yeah, of course I'll like resample stuff and like manipulate audio files to make it into something new. So it's like if I'm using other source material, I'll like be transformative with it for sure to make it my own. Yeah, are you a cop? You're a license? Are you a copyright? You're a copyright cop? Oh no, yeah, it's not even. It doesn't even fall under fair use. It's just like Creative Commons. Like, I'm not using copyrighted material at all. You can't like, yeah, no, like, I would never use a copyrighted piece of music and call it an original sample or an original sound, because that would be illegal. But if you're using like sounds from like a drum machine or like something like that, even though I didn't create the original sound, it's not covered by any sort of license. You know what I mean? Joey Lemons, thanks for the follow. All right, cool. I think we've got enough, as much as we can get out of that. So now we're going to mess with processing the loop like hardcore, like parallel, distortion, squashing it, repitching it, all kinds of fun stuff. So let's have some fun. My subs are going to be eating good tonight. Creation, thanks for the sub, my man. Go enjoy these sub benefits. And I'll be adding this to the sub benefits, sounds for my subs tonight, as soon as I finish this off. But yeah, there's already stuff in there if you want to go check it out. Check out the Discord. I'll link it in the chat. Thank you, thank you. So let's try this at 160 like someone suggested. That could be fun. No, it needs to be like 180. And that's a bit crazy. Marble Room. I thought that using loops was cheating, so I programmed my own using samples. I thought that using samples was cheating, so I recorded real drums, and then I thought that programming them was cheating, so I learned to play the drums for real. Then I thought that using purchased drums was cheating, so I learned to make my own, and then I thought that using pre-made skins was cheating, so I killed a goat and then skinned it. And then I thought that was cheating too, so I grew my own goat from a baby goat. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, that's it. I also think that this is cheating, but I'm not sure where I go from here. I haven't made any music lately. Well, with the goat farming and all. Nice, dude. I think I've seen that before. It's pretty epic. That kind of sounds nice at like 145. Wait, okay, I had the thing warped wrong. So the original is 83. God, that feels so slow now that I'm listening to it fast. I like it sped up. I'm going to speed it up and then do like some processing to it. So if I send this, if I parallel, I don't even have to send it. I can just make an audio track, an audio effect rack. Parallel it. Call that one dry. And this one can be our processing. another chain. This time I'm going to compress it a lot. Like a lot. All right, I got an idea. Let's do a bit of distortion on this and then slow it back down and then do some more. You're doing the OBS screen record? Hey guys, I'm going to give you all of this at the end of the stream if you're subbed. Even if you're not subbed, get a free sub with Prime Gaming and it'll be yours. Or just ask someone in the Discord nicely. No need to get that low quality OBS rip. Yeah. Oh, Alex Weiler did a screen record and threw a bass line on it. I noticed some Discord action going on. But hey, save it for when you get the high quality files, yeah? Yeah, I know, I get you. I'm kidding. These are M50X's, Wallace. You know what? I'm going to actually do that. The punish button doesn't get used enough. All right, let's freeze that. Copy it down here. It's pretty spicy. It needs some clipping on it. The Twitch encoder adds flavor for sure. I'm sure it does actually. Imagine if you laid the kick with a beefier kick. Well, yeah. I would do that if I was making this into a song right now. Do you ever create a bunch of macros on your effect rack and randomize them on the drum patterns? I have never done that specifically, but I love to do the whole macro thing. And then you can, like, I love messing around with macros. I've never done like the randomizing thing because that's kind of new, but that's a great idea to like randomize it on, like you could hit a new randomized like a new randomized set of macros on every like bar or whatever, and it would make the drum sound crazy. That's kind of a great idea. All right, K-Clip, and then we're good. If you guys don't know about K-Clip, it's a great plugin. It does what it says on the box. It clips. Let's see what we got here. The headroom is non-existent, my guy. I mean, wait, that's not what I meant. The headroom is abundant. I wish I had like an angelic sound effect for how abundant the headroom is right now. All right, so I'm going to put that in the folder too. Call it abundant headroom. Halan Ayala, thanks for the follow, and X Scion, thanks for the follow. Had to take a step back to see the abundance of this headroom, boss man. I know, right? You can't see it up close. It's just too big. It's too broad. All right, now let's... I mean, I like what we've done here, but let's slow this back down. Let's warp this. We're at 128 now. If we bring it back down to the original tempo was was 83. Let's warp, repitch. No, I boosted it up to about 92 because I felt it was a little too slow at the original. Like, I'm going to give you guys a bunch of different BPMs. So this one is 92. 19th of Jan. Processed 92 BPM. Yeah. Put that in there. That sounds great. That's a great sounding loop. I mean, it's so distorted, but that's our original loop. Let's try something. Let's try one last thing quickly. Let's layer them both. But match the tempo, obviously. Hopefully there won't be any weird phasing issues. Let's see. Put that down to, so we want 83 was the original tempo. Oh, that's right. This one is actually at 92. Sorry if that's distorting in the stream. It's hard to get the levels right with everything. Yeah, there's a bit of weird phasing. There's phasing because I think the processing causes things to not line up exactly. No, it doesn't sound good laid together. They're too different. All right, that's pretty cool though. Jed142, thanks for the follow. The inverted goes hard, yeah, but it's not really going to be usable. Yeah, the crunched one is dope. Let's have a listen. Let's do a quick recap of what we got here. You know what? I'm actually going to fix that. I didn't normalize it. I'll quickly do that. There we go. Replace that other one. Delete that one. Put this one in there. I'll make these into like a little one-shots folder. One-shots. And then I think the one shots are pretty usable here. Like listen to these samples that we've got for like building your own drum kits. A couple of hi-hats. Some real juicy kicks. Some real nice live sounding kicks. I mean snares. And this little perk roll. That's the best thing about this, I think. Jed142, hey, welcome to the stream. I've been streaming for about just over 2 hours. Been working on these sounds, which I'm going to make available for everyone in the Discord for the subs. Got to stop wasting those Amazon Prime subs on Disclosure. Hey man, Disclosure's worthwhile. But are you getting these free loops from Disclosure? That's what I want to know. Are they giving out the free juicy samples? Because I certainly am. Pretty nice. I kind of want to source that one up a tiny bit more, and then that'll be it for this pack. Like now that we've done so much processing on it on the other ones, this kind of sounds a little bit dull in comparison. But I have some ideas. So what I'm going to do, I think, is go loop it. I mean, how long have you been on Twitch for? I've only just come across you now. Love your stuff. Oh, I've been on Twitch for a while, like a few years, but I've only just started streaming regularly. I used to do like one stream every few months, but now I'm doing like several streams a week. Trying to pick it up, keep it regular. Yeah, follow me on Twitter or join the Discord. That's also you'll probably get more updates on Discord about streaming related stuff. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. A little New York style parallel compression on this bad boy. Man for 17, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Glad to catch you live in Sydney back in December. I'm glad you came. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a great show. I had such a good night, man. That was such a fun time. I'm glad you were there. If you got any photos or videos, drop in the Discord for everyone to be jealous of and enjoy. Let's distort this this parallel channel just a bit, not too much. Oh, you were the rowdy group at the front? I remember. Oh yeah, I remember the rowdy group at the front. Always remember the rowdy group at the front. What did the style letters stand for on the decapitator? Yeah, it's different, just different styles of saturation. Like it's modeled on different kind of components and analog circuitry. If you have the manual, like it's in the manual of like what it's emulating. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, different flavors of analog circuitry. Okay, before, after. Definitely a bit more beefed up. I kind of want to throw like, I like Radiator. It's cool. Where is it? It's subtle. Okay, I'm just remembering also I should do Puig Tech EQ on it because that's always good for a drum bus. So this is based on a Pultec. It's just the waves like Pultec. And it's got that old trick where if you boost and attenuate the bass, it has this cool, like, the way that it phases the low end is really interesting. And it's like a classic drum hack and bass hack that all the famous old school analog engineers use. So we boost and cut. So we're boosting at 60 hertz, which already sounds great. But then we're cutting at 60 hertz as well. But the thing is, because this is an analog piece of gear, the boost and the cut circuits are not equally matched, which means that when you do boost and cut, even if you're boosting and cutting at the exact same amount, it's doing weird stuff to the audio. It's magic, basically. It's analog magic. I don't really know much beyond that, but all I know is that the two circuits in the original model, in the original hardware of this is the old, like, the boost and the cut are different amounts, and they're like circuited or like built differently. So if you use them in conjunction with each other, you get unpredictable and interesting results. Is it simulating analog? Yeah, it's an analog simulate. It's an emulation of an analog unit called the Pultec EQP1A. It's a classic. Cool, that sounds nice. I like what that's doing. That's without. That's with. It kind of rounds it out nicely at the top and the bottom end. It's perfect for drums. I love the Pultec on drums. Yeah, you like inflator? I do use inflator. I might actually put inflator on this. That's interesting to you. So it's simulating that really cool magic of being slightly off. Yeah, exactly. That's why people love analog, because it's wrong. Like, it's not... the reason people are in love with analog is because it's not perfect. It has character, as in they've been designed in a certain way, and the way that they've been designed imparts a certain type of distorted character that manipulates the audio in pleasing ways. And those characters are so, like... what's it called? They're like so unique and so nuanced because we're dealing with like potentiometers and transistors and like electrical circuits, which are so dependent on so many factors that it's impossible to really, it's a very difficult thing to replicate because electric circuits are, you know, they're complicated. And even like the temperature or the humidity in the air can affect how electric circuits function. So it's not like perfect. It's never perfect, which is why it's interesting and cool. And all of our favorite recordings were made using those things, which is why they sound nice to us. So people love the analog emulations, and they are cool. And analog saturation is a great sounding thing. It sounds so real. It's so cool. Yeah, let's throw the inflator on here and then a limiter. Don't need to push it too hard into the limiter. All right, I reckon that's cool. Freeze that down. So this is just the original loop, like juiced up a little bit, which I think is nice. Give you guys some fun things to play with, because you can use the original if you want, or you could use this sourced up version which has my little effects chains on there. It's a cool loop. I like it a lot. Crunch Loop Supreme. Yeah, man. So what should we call this? We'll call this sourced up, or just sourced, because it's been sourced. All right. All right, here's a recap of what we've got today. Here's what we made today. Original, well, that's the sourced loop. That's the original. Boom. That's a nice little pack, hey? I mean, it is based around the one loop, but that's why I give you these one shots, because you can like now, you can like sequence that into a whole new thing, or you can just like edit the loop into a whole new thing. I'm keen to see if you guys want to make anything out of this, you know? If you make anything, please drop it in the Discord. Didn't get around to doing anything else today, but I could try and like make a little jam over this. I could like play some bass. I could make some more. I mean, we're just getting started. There's no reason why I have to stop. Unless there's any urgent emails. No, we're chilling. Alex Weiler, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Have a lovely sleep. I'll probably go on for a bit longer, but you know, the VOD will be up for you, so, and the downloads and everything, so you'll be sweet. Thanks for joining us. Hell yeah, practice those chords with it. How do I record my bass through the Kemper? Or no, I do guitar through the Kemper, but a lot of the time I'll just go direct in with the bass, just DI, and then I'll use, sometimes I'll keep it DI, or sometimes I will like run it through. I have some stuff, I have like this thing called Bias Effects, which is like just an amp simulation plugin on my computer, which I use. I find that the Kemper is a bit more difficult to work with bass sometimes. I don't know, I just don't like it as much on bass. Love it for guitar, but bass I find have a little more control when I'm using software. But yeah, I like my basses clean anyway, relatively clean a lot of the time. I like my basses either very clean or very dirty, so both of those are easy to do with computers. So yeah, I can show you how I like my typical bass setup. Why not? I'll go grab my bass. Let's just jump into it, shall we? Okay. Well, I should plug it in, hey. So that right there is just DI bass. I can show you how I would like record something and process it though. Let's use the original loop for a bit. Okay, it's not loud enough. Let's just turn up the bass here and here. Kind of want to edit that loop a little bit just to get All right, let me record that little loop. Nope. Let's try that again. Okay. Pretty much got it. So if I was... This is not really much of a bass line, but if I was to actually want to process this, I would show you what, like if I was trying to mix this, I'll show you what I would do. I would load up an amp simulator thing. In this case, I'm going to use bias. I like bias effects. It's cool. I say bias is normally meant for guitar, but I would just clear all that away. And it does have a bass amp section, so I would just go load up my bass amp. I like the 400T, it's pretty cool. But there's loads of different ones. Computer's not happy. So I want to get a little bit of crunch on the bass thing, because what I'm going to do is actually parallel process this bass channel. So we've got a clean DI channel and then an amp channel. So we have the best of both worlds. Now you don't always have to do this. Sometimes you don't want an amp and sometimes you don't want a DI. Sometimes you just want 100% of whatever you're using. And that's cool. But a common technique by a lot of engineers and producers is to have the low end be that clean, unaffected DI bass signal, because that's like juicy subs and whatever. And then you get the top end texture and crunch of an amp signal on your bass guitar. So that's kind of what the reason for this is, like the reason for doing this. Yeah, that's not all you have to do though. You have to go, if you're doing that way, you also have to EQ, or put an EQ or a filter on both of the channels. So if you want to use the high end of the amp, then you go like this and you cut out everything below around, I mean, usually around 200, but it doesn't, like, it's whatever you choose. So I'll cut everything around, I'll do around 200, but the most important thing is that you just have the same cutoff for both, and then you cut everything above 200 on the other one. So I've only got the low end of the DI and I've only got the high end of the amp. Then I can mix them together. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to give this a little more flavor. I'll add like some tube, like some like drive or something to it. I like this tube boost. The cool thing about this is that you can actually like adjust the microphone placement and everything, so you can get like pretty detailed. It's kind of like you have your own little like studio room. And then, so once you've got a good balance of like your top and your low, this doesn't sound particularly good because I haven't really spent the time refining the bass sound. And I'm not actually sure I like this amp. Might try a different one. Then just like, compression. Anyway, so that's kind of how you do like a combo of DI and amp bass. Like you can record your bass just straight DI, and then you can kind of do with the DI signal exactly what you would be doing if you had a bass amp anyway. So you get the best of both worlds. As long as you have some sort of like reliable amp sim. You can, phase issues can be an issue, but as long as like it's as I combat phase issues like if it's only if it sounds bad is it a problem really, and it can sound bad, but yeah, when you anytime you're applying like an EQ on two parallel layers, you're going to have phase issues. Like there's no way to avoid it, and you get phase issues anytime you mic up a drum kit and you have multiple drum mics and stuff. You got to line things up. And I think with this, like when you're doing it this way, because it's being processed and there's delay compensation on like all the plugins and stuff, because Ableton's clever, like you don't really get too much of a problem. If you had two signals that were like different recordings that were out of phase, you would have to line them up, and like that would change the sound significantly. So you do have to be aware of it for sure. But it's only going to be a problem if it's a problem, Like phase issues aren't always an issue. Like it's only an issue if it sounds bad. All right, my brain is getting exhausted at this point, so let's just quickly do some keys over this, and then we'll use that as our little soundtrack out of here, hey? Thanks for staying with me for nearly 3 hours. A lot of people stream for longer hours than this, but when you're doing music stuff and you're using your ears the whole time, your ears get exhausted, man. Like you gotta give your old earsies a break. And it gets hot, and I get hungry. I could do some marathon streams in the future, 24 hours. Any ideas for a 24-hour stream? Get cancelled in 24 hours. Thank you for coming, Loud Suit. I appreciate you being here. Welcome, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come back next time. I'm going to keep this regular, like twice a week minimum, hopefully. It's nice seeing the creative side because you have no idea how to create. That's cool. Hydrate. I will do that. I'm actually very thirsty. And I do have some water here. Alright, I'm sick of this loop by now. That's crap. I'm done here. Let's actually play some good music. You guys want to hear some potentially fun, not unreleased, it's just stuff, just beats I've been working on. Could be cool. Let's see what we got. Let's get out of the webcam view though. We're done there. Run it. Let's see. It's a bop. Hey. I sent this to someone yesterday for them to work on it. Let's see how that goes. See, I can make good music too. That's enough of that. feel you. All right, I'm gonna put those samples in the Discord now. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. Yeah. Yeah, I got demos. I mean,